Welcome back to Tokyo. The target is locked on the docks. We're going to launch a raid with maximum hovercraft, battle armor, and infantry, and a couple of VTOLs. We're not expecting mech resistance in the raid. Actually, I'm just recording from Japan and looking out the window at the docks. But, gotta get you guys in the mood, in the vibe, in the war. I'm taking advantage of downtime so I can record my videos. Mm-hmm. How's everyone doing? I'm not doing live because it's 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. I don't know who's off or who's up or whatever. So I'm using pre-recorded shows until I can stay up late. So let's see if we can switch cameras. Yeah, it's too dark in here, so I need to turn on the light. Got it. Okay, so let me get that together. All right, so let's switch views. And hey, so let's get this background together. No, that's the hideous one. All right, back to what we're good at. I don't want this overhead light shining off my dome. And I can work with the Mafia backlight. So, first order of business, whoever this person is who just walks by and hits a dislike on bad reps or whatever, okay, leave a comment. I want to improve the channel, get more people involved, have wider discussions, etc., etc. Let's be positive. Tell me what you don't like, what you do like. I haven't added intros in the last couple of videos because I'm recording from Zoom and I haven't had time to dedicate 4 hours to creating an intro. So there's that. So the last video was talking about Maxims, specific helicopters, types of infantry. What I would like to focus on for a few minutes is a different idea to do the same thing. So 3026 gave us the monitor naval vessel. And I'm going to do a share screen in a minute. And we're going to hop to that. Oh, really? I really love when my internet tells me that it's an untrustworthy website. So, monitor naval vessel, 75 tons. You've seen it, carries two AC-20s. We're all happy with it, et cetera, et cetera. Now, when you look outside at the river, this is a perfect, needless to say, don't do it type distraction for enemy opponents when you run the water. And it takes 8 damage to make a 25-point monster go away. So I wholeheartedly support this. And I'm looking at different ways to reinforce an expectation of combined arms combat, not only combined arms combat, um, deterrent combat. And deterrent meaning that I don't want you around the area too long. So what could I do with 120 points to aggravate somebody? Now keep in mind our infantry transport too. They don't move fast. Are we really concerned about them moving 6 inches a turn? No. especially if there's water. So what are we going to add to the equation that's going to drive people nuts? We're going to use the original maxims from the beginning of time. Yep, maximum heavy transports. And because I believe in quantity, yeah. And I know they're going to sink, yeah. So now we have 8 units that can dominate the water, an oceanfront, a seafront, a port. And to keep in context, if you're just joining, I'm going to stop the share a second. And what I'm going to do is switch camera. Oh no, I'm not there. Then I'm going to turn off the virtual background. And we are looking at Tokyo Bay from the Diver City side at the Hilton Hotel, looking straight under the water. Now, if you go to my other YouTube channel, or I'll drop in a couple of pics later, on a clear night, you can easily see that this is, excuse me, a kilometer wide worth of water. Now you have a boat going across. You see the buoy in the bottom left corner. And if I play with the webcam, you can also see other stuff. So the goal is, if we're doing a realistic fight scene at a dock with wet navy, hovercraft would be better than mechs, especially if the water was so deep that mechs would immediately sink to the bottom. I don't know how deep Tokyo Bay is, but we know the average battle mech is 9 to 15 meters tall. So using my phone, I'm going to look up and see how deep Tokyo Bay is. One 130 feet. So 130 feet is 40 meters. So depth 4, 5, and 6 water, mechs will sink to the bottom. They would be better off on land or fighting across a bridge. So now we're going to go back to where we were on share screen and really play a risky game of Russian roulette. So right now we have 216 points. I would like a couple of peregrines, like 4, 296 points. So we don't have infantry yet. We have 4 maxims. So what I'm going to do is drop 2 maxims, drop 2 peregrines. And let's start talking about some infantry. Actually, let's not. So an LRM carrier parked up somewhere on the back end. We're using a basic 1. So I want to make them skill 2. Actually, 1 skill 2, 1 skill 3 for realistic purposes. Now, infantry. They're just so okay. This is still 30-25, so we're looking up. Jump platoon, 9 points. These 2 can ride with the maximum. All right, nothing's in the peregrines, and then the monitor naval vessels. The problem with these squads is that they're light. They only shoot 1 damage short range. They can't shoot out, but once they get dropped off on land, they can be effective spotters. So for 300 points, you have a mixed bag force that is doing the business. Modern Navy vessels are your heavy hitters at 4 damage and medium short. Your maxims are your quick drop-offs. Your peregrines are your flankers. You got LRM carriers doing long range damage at IF3. One at skill 2, one at skill 3. LRM carriers, jump platoons. Yep. And like to take a minute and highlight Hardware Studios. So let me pull up Hardwares. It's one of their digital products that I fell in love with a long time ago. As you can see on the website, boats. Gonna go to units. I'm gonna go straight to C. I had to hit the submit button, my bad. So I do have the ever blocking container ship. I do have the gorilla pack with the boat. Don't have the Ursa hover corvette. Don't have the barge. Definitely don't have the sub yet. But I would recommend it. It will be in the description. However, if we turn off the share screen a second and we just look outside, you have a container ship floating across the bottom right of your screen. This would be a perfect one-shot scenario for Alpha Strike, with infantry shooting from the docks, riding on the hovercraft, protecting the ship. However you wanted to do it, it would be amazing. So as the boat leaves the screen, let's get back to business. This is a 500 point list. I'm sorry, 300 point list. Now, realistically, I already got 2 jump platoons sitting on boats. Well, sitting with the Maxims. I would actually not finish this out this way. Um, reason being, jump platoons can effectively spot, which is perfect. No one's going to argue with that, especially with them riding with the Maxims. Excuse me. Or actually, they're too heavy because they're IT3. So my fault, my mistake. Laser foot. Okay, guess not. Foot infantry, energy, 3 tons. Perfect. So not necessarily fed count, just a generic energy. Foot platoon rifle energy, 3 tons. 1, 2. All right. Fix the maximum issue, 272 points. I have LRM carriers. I have peregrines. What else could I add? Saladin, depending on how expensive you are. 19. No, is there Saladin? Yep. Now it's be the perfect time to have a couple of Savannah Masters. And Brio too. So, needless to say, without having mechs, you do have 14 units just for kicks and giggles. Make them skill 3s. And then turn around 308. So, boom. Have a couple of solid hovercrafts. Realistically, that would be great. That would be great. Change that to 4. Change that to 3. And then you would have a really nice mixed unit with 16 sitting on the dock by the bay, harassing anyone that came by, effective firepower, break out your old pewter, take out a car window units, and you'd be straight. So I'm going to print this up, discuss it with you, read it back, and then we're done. All right, pop this file open. All right, so 4 monitors, 2 Maxims, 2 Peregrines, 2 LRM carriers, 2 Rifle Energy foot platoons, 2 Savannah Masters, and 2 Silo and Assault hover tanks. Yeah, you got a force to be reckoned with. It's stringent, effective, base points easy. Not supposed to win an entire firefight by itself, but designed to drive someone up the wall. Your Maxims and your Saladins are both pushing 16 inches a turn. Your Peregrines are pushing 24. And the only thing faster is Savannah Masters at 26. Yikes. So you have 6s, 16, 24s, 26s, more 16s. And then we're not going to worry about the speed of an LRM carrier. It's not supposed to be in a fight. Your rifle infantry platoon, if they're deployed in the right places, can be effective spotters while everyone else is doing their job. So stop the screen share. And then we switch camera. So imagine, if you will, this is in front of the docks, and all of a sudden they have to take out a container ship, not knowing if it's on the water or at the dock. And they come to the dock, the boat sailing by, and before they can fire off a shot, the Coast Guard of some random mercenary planet shows up and beats the snot out of the hunchback, catapults, and everybody else. So my question, sports fans, you saw my 350 point list. What 350 point list would you build to stop the cargo ship? Comment down below, link your list in the comments. Let's discuss. And again, we are live, well, pre-recorded from Tokyo. Hope you're having a beautiful day. It is 9 p.m. here. Deuces.